You're listening to Beyond the Keystone, a Keystone Cold Cases production. This special monthly segment aims to take you on a cross-country journey into the unknown to cover crimes from across the United States. From small towns to major cities, we're giving a voice to the voiceless, one case at a time. So hop in and ride along as we sleuth our way across the nation, and maybe, one day, even beyond it.
Hi everyone, this is Carrie, and today I'm joined by Shannon.
Hello.
What's something going on in your life right now?
Oh, so fun fact, I just booked our family Disney trip for November yesterday. So I'm
Ooh.
like so looking forward to this. I'm like, all right, I don't want the year to go by fast, but I really want to go to Disney.
Right.
So it's gonna be my husband
Wow,
and me, my two sons and my
mhm.
two granddaughters. So it's
Oh, that's gonna be so much
yeah,
fun.
I can't wait. We're going the week before Thanksgiving. That's when my husband went and I went a couple years ago, and it was crowd-wise, perfection. Like, we got on
Ooh.
every ride in a reasonable amount of time. We did buy a couple lightning lanes or whatever they're called, but we
Oh
really
yeah.
didn't need them. So, it was just
Wow.
awesome. So I was like, "All right, this is the week that we go." And obviously the Food and Wine Festival is still going on at that time too. So,
Oh, bonus.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like so much fun. We haven't been there in a while. We used to go like on average like every 2 years.
Mhm.
And as the kids got older, it gets a little more challenging with schedules and stuff and college,
Yeah.
all those things.
Yeah. And yeah, college and dance for you, you got a lot
Yes,
going
yes,
on there.
yeah, that's actually what I was going to say. For me right now, we're full on in dance competition season for my youngest. She's 13, and those competitions really keep us busy. So, like earlier today, I was rhinestoning costumes. But then, we really get into these snackle boxes. I don't know if you've seen
Yep,
these.
love them.
Uh, I have two.
They're so cool.
I have one. Right? I do one is the healthy one. I usually do like fruits and veggies
Mhm.
and maybe a dip in that one. And then the other one is like the candies and the snacks. But it's fun because we share with everybody and it's not like you had to have like one big bag of something.
Right.
So everybody gets like a little bit of everything and it just works for competitions because you can't really eat like a whole lot. Well, at least the kids can't.
Yeah.
We can. But yeah, they can't eat anything really heavy. They're just kind of just snacking all day long.
Yeah.
So those things are amazing. But, if we're not doing that, we're looking for lost tights, like fixing hair like a bazillion times. It's just always something. But we do love it. And we love our dance family. And we always have such the best time and so many laughs and good memories.
Yeah.
So,
That's awesome.
yeah. So, but before we get into today's case, I just wanted to do a little podcast housekeeping. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok at KCC Pod, and Facebook and YouTube at Keystone Cold Cases. We are releasing current episodes now on YouTube every Friday afternoon, and we are also in the process of releasing our older episodes. Don't forget to like or subscribe to all of our social media pages. We love hearing from you and your thoughts on each case, so please don't be shy, drop a comment. Send us a message at keystonecoldcases@gmail.com or share the episode with a friend who loves true crime just as much as you do. Your engagement really helps us grow and reach more listeners. As a quick reminder, we do our best to research every case thoroughly and share our sources at kccpod.com. That said, we can't take responsibility for any errors or inaccuracies in the original materials that we reference. So today, we're going beyond the Keystone State to the fourth state, Georgia. Shannon, have you ever been to Georgia?
I have. I've been there for a friend's wedding. And then I was
Ooh.
also there when my son was in basic training for the
Oh,
Army. Yep. He was at Fort Benning. So we went down for his turning blue, which is like kind of like the culmination of his 6 months of training. They call it turning blue because he gets his infantry cord, and it's basically like
oh,
a full
wow.
graduation. So, yeah, it was really cool. Georgia's a pretty cool state.
Yeah. Where is that located? You know what part of Georgia?
Yeah, it's actually on the border with Alabama, so we stayed in a
Oh.
cabin in Alabama, like
Oh, how
yeah.
cool.
So when we went to the cabin, we were in the Central Time Zone, and then when we went to the base, we were back in Eastern. So
Oh my
it
gosh.
was crazy because I had to remember that, like, when I went into the Central Time Zone that, "All right, I'm an hour behind." So for his actual,
Mhm.
like, graduation or what have you, or he got patched first, and then the turning blue was the next day. But I had to remember,
Mhm.
like, to get up at the right time because as soon as I crossed the state line, I was back in Eastern.
That would so mess with my mind. I totally would have missed it. I'm terrible with time as it is, let alone the time zones.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm so glad you made it and everything worked
Yeah.
out.
It was, not without,
uh,
that challenge of trying to figure it all out.
yeah, that would be such a challenge for me. But so I did briefly live in Georgia just for a few months to help care for my infant nephew. But this concluded with one of the worst flights that I could have ever endured. But that's probably a story for another time.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he was with me. Let's just say that. He was only 6 months.
Oh, no.
It was, wow. It was something. It could probably be a whole episode. uh, so I've also passed through Georgia many, many times. And one of the more recent times was on a family vacation, which we drove to Florida. Yes, I know that's crazy from Pennsylvania. We decided to stop at this quaint little restaurant. It sits right on the border of Georgia and Florida. It's in a town called Kingsland, Georgia. And the restaurant was called Steffen's. We were on the road, we were ravenous, and we were tired from the long drive. So we just like quick plugged into the GPS, what are the restaurants that are near me? And up popped this place, Steffen's. So I said to the kids, quick Google it and just see what it is. And the website describes the restaurant as old school diner serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner, real Southern comfort food. So we're like, all right, well, that sounds pretty good, so we thought we'd give it a try.
Yeah.
And we get there and it's so cute and it's like so small. And we get in there, we get seated, and like literally like within minutes, like so many people started showing up and it was like packed and there were people like waiting outside and everything. I'm like, this place must be good. So their menu, it boasts items like country fried steak, gator tail, homemade biscuits and gravy, catfish, but my personal favorite, fried green tomatoes. Oh my gosh. I won't eat them anywhere but in the South. Like, I don't even really like tomatoes, but something about homemade fried green tomatoes in the South. Oh, so good.
I have never had a fried green tomato. I should give that a try, even though, like,
Stop.
tomato well, I'm just saying I love tomatoes, but the acid, like, my acid reflux
Uh,
because, getting older,
right.
everything, your body doesn't like anything that you put in your mouth. So so tomatoes are like, one of those triggers for heartburn and
hmm
such. So, but I would love to give that a try, and I probably would not do that anywhere in the South either. That's not a
Yeah.
Northeastern or a Pennsylvania staple.
No, not really. Yeah, I've tried to make them before and it doesn't turn out anything close to what
Yeah.
I get in the South. Um, But I feel like they're not as acidic. I don't know a whole lot about tomatoes because I don't eat a whole lot of them. But maybe because they're green, they don't give as much of that acid.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Possibly. Is a
Um,
green tomato and this is gonna sound like a stupid question, but is a green tomato is it an unripened tomato or is it a specific tomato?
that's a really good question. I always assumed it was an unripened tomato.
Okay.
Maybe that's what I'm doing wrong. So I'm picking my tomatoes early, frying them up. Maybe I'm totally doing the wrong thing. Stop. Yeah, I don't know. That's something we're going to have to look up for sure. But also, they make everything from scratch, and their homemade cornbread is unmatched.
Mm.
It's delicious. So there's something here that, for everyone from burgers to waffles, real Southern fried chicken. Like they really take their time, like, and they make it to order. So you're going to wait for that. Like it even says on the menu, it takes, I think, an additional 20 minutes or something like
Oh,
that.
wow.
Yeah. They even have a Philly cheesesteak on the menu, but why get that if you're from Pennsylvania?
Right.
But you can always get their gizzards, grits, and hush puppies, and maybe even a side of fried okra. I've never had okra. Have you?
I have not. And
Hmm.
honestly, I'm like really intrigued by this restaurant right now because my husband and I
Hmm.
are taking a vacation March 15th, I think. It's somewhere around there. The middle of March. We're heading
Hmm.
and we are, we're doing a road trip like we did this 2 years ago. We're doing it again. Usually our road trips center around going to a Bucky's and then winging it the rest of the time. So
Heck yeah.
if we were kicking around this time, like maybe swinging into Florida, maybe surprising our granddaughter, maybe hitting a spring
Oh,
training game for the Phils. So if we do that and we go through this Kingsland, maybe we'll just stop there and get some good
yeah.
food. I mean, you had me
Seriously,
at cornbread.
yeah. You'll find something here. It's also, and I'll tell you what, the people that work there are the sweetest people like
Oh, of
ever.
course.
And I'm not 100% sure, but I think they might have been featured on that like diners, drive-ins with that Guy Fieri
Oh
dude.
yeah,
And if they weren't featured on it,
they should
they
be.
sure as heck should be. Yeah. And pulling up, you think, oh, what is this little greasy spoon place? Like, just it's such an amazing find. We were so excited, and every time we go down to Florida, we plug it in. We're like, we're stopping. I don't care what time, as long as they're open, we're stopping. We're getting something.
Sounds good. Thanks for the tip.
So yeah. So I'm going to link their info in the show notes. So in case you're in the area or anyone's in the area, this place is truly a gem. It's a worthwhile stop. We're seriously looking forward to going back. So on to some unusual and very interesting facts about Georgia. Did you know it's illegal to keep a donkey in the bathtub? So find another place to keep your donkey.
Interesting.
It's against the law to tie a giraffe to a telephone pole, which, hey, that seems logical. Just keep your giraffe with your donkey, right?
Yeah, not near a telephone pole or a bathtub, and then you'll be golden.
Correct. It's illegal to use profanity on a telephone, so you could just send your choice words in a text or an email
Oh
instead.
my gosh. I'd be screwed. I can't live there. My gosh, all the profanity that I use.
Just as long as it's not on the
Oh, yeah,
telephone,
that's
you're
where I use
fine.
it, or either that or talking to myself, but nobody's gonna tell on me when I do that, so
Oh, it's also illegal to spit from a car or a bus. So I don't know if that means it's okay if you spit from other modes of transportation, like motorcycles or trains. I don't know. What would you think?
I guess that I mean, if they're being specific with car or bus, I guess, it's okay any other way. Just let it fly, just not from a car or
Let
on
it fly.
a bus.
Too funny. I mean, imagine getting pulled over. Excuse me, ma'am. Do you know what you did wrong? Like, no. Like, I was just driving through and just stopping at Steffens. Oh. So the honeybee is the official state insect of Georgia. And honeybees play a vital role in pollination and contribute significantly to the state's agricultural success. Their hard work supports crops and ensures the health of diverse ecosystems. With its favorable conditions for honeybees in Georgia, this makes it a leading state in honey production. So it's really nice to see that Georgia recognizes the honeybees' contribution.
Absolutely.
Getting into some brief history of Georgia, I'd like to mention the Trail of Tears, which might sound familiar
Mhm.
from like high school history, which I remember learning about. So that was where the Native Americans were forced to relocate, specifically the eastern woodland Indians of the southeast region of the United States, and that included the Cherokee, the Creek, the Chickasaw, Choctaw, and Seminole, among other nations. And they were asked to be relocated to what was deemed Indian territory, like quote Indian territory, west of the Mississippi during the 1830s.
That's so
The
sad.
Creek Nation. It is, isn't
I
it?
went
Like they were
to
just.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say they were just pushed out.
Yeah.
It's silly.
And
It shouldn't have happened.
yeah, and my husband and I went on our last road trip. We came back and we went to DC for a couple days and we went to the Native American Museum. It's part of the Smithsonian. And,
Oh,
it's a beautiful museum. And as we're like walking through and, reading all of the I don't know, synopsis, I guess, of each display and portraits and stuff. I was just like, man, we did these people so dirty.
uh huh.
Just awful. It's just
Yeah.
it's so heartbreaking what they went through and then, in the name of colonialism or, you know,
Right. Yeah.
whatever you want to call it, settlement,
Right. I don't think it's talked about enough, but
right?
it's not something that we can blame our current selves for, but
Mhm.
it is something that we can learn from.
For sure.
So the Creek Nation of Georgia, they were also known by their original name, which was Muskogee, and I think I'm saying that right. Forgive me if I'm not. They finalized a removal agreement in 1832. Well, that sounds terrible. Like, can you imagine? Like, oh, okay, you're removing us. We'll like agree to that. Like, oh.
Yeah.
So, however, Euro American settlers and speculators moved into the planned Creek cessations prematurely. Even though they said, okay, we're going to leave, the settlers came in early and they caused conflict, delay, fraudulent land sales, and it delayed the Creek's journey until 1836. Federal authorities proved incompetent and corrupt, and many Creek people died as a result.
Oh man.
It was during this time that a rumor began to spread about a curse set by the Creek Nation, which I really believe in all this Native American culture, heritage. When they have something, it is sacred.
Yes.
So, according to the legend, the elders of the Creek Nation cursed the banks of the Ocmulgee River in Georgia. The elders made a solemn vow to protect the river and its surrounding territory. They believed the river was a sacred place, home to powerful spirits, and a source of life for their people, which I'm sure it was.
Right.
The Ocmulgee River was essential to their agriculture, the trade, and spiritual life. So, as a sign of their commitment, they placed the curse on the river's banks, warning that anyone who would harm the land or its waters would face dire consequences. This curse was meant to deter encroachment, pollution, and disrespect toward the river's spiritual significance. And also, according to the curse, people who settled along the banks of the river would have to stay there forever. So I'm not exactly sure what that meant. They'd have to stay there forever. It would just like trap them or something.
Maybe.
But that's what the curse said it was going to do. But I do like they were just trying to protect that land that provided so well for them. And they're like, okay, we'll leave, but can you please take good care of this land? Today, the Ocmulgee River remains a symbol of Creek heritage, and the legend persists as part of Georgia's folklore, reminding visitors of the complex history between native peoples and the land that they once called home. It's also a very superb destination for paddlers and river enthusiasts, which provides an assortment of recreational activities to enjoy. It's actually the longest continuous water trail in the state of Georgia. I'm going to link some pictures because it's absolutely gorgeous. And I didn't know anything about this until I started researching Georgia in this case.
I can't wait to see the pictures.
Yeah, it's beautiful, and I'm not like a real big like water enthusiast, but I can imagine just walking along there. It's beautiful,
Yeah. I like to
and
think I am sometimes. I like to think that I can do things that I really can't. Um,
same.
and one of those things is, kayaking. That
Oh boy,
yeah, my husband and I went on a kayaking trip, on on our honeymoon. We did a cruise, and we did
no way.
yeah, on the excursion, we did a hike, and kayaking, and I'm like, "Oh, this
Hmm.
this is fun." Oh, yeah. It's get your own kayak. Don't two-person kayak because you'll inevitably not be able to get your paddles in sync, and
Yeah.
it's just frustrating and ridiculous. Like, that was our honeymoon, and it was, close to being the last time we were together
Oh my
because
gosh.
of paddling a kayak.
Oh, I can believe it. Yeah, I think I probably would have ended my relationship right there.
Yeah,
I don't think we would have been in sync like at all.
but I will still kayak. I
But
will still try it again,
really,
Yeah,
oh, I
yeah.
don't think I would. It kind of scares me. I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's not they're not those old kayaks where it was just like a hole and you were just stuck in the hole, like you're
Yes.
actually, like, sitting
Yes.
on top, so if you fall over, you're gonna
Uh,
fall off of the kayak, but yeah,
okay.
it's, it is fun. It is fun. It's, kind of relaxing, just to kinda take your
Hmm.
time and, go down the river, the river or the water trail in this case, so I highly recommend at least giving it a try.
Oh, well then if you like it, then you should really go here because
Yeah,
you can rent kayaks and all, and it looks just like I said, it's absolutely stunning. So
cool.
our case takes us to a place in Georgia called Girard. It's a very small town and it's located in Burke County, which is in the eastern part of Georgia. It's located near the South Carolina state line on Highway 23. The median household of Girard, their income is 66,250 with a poverty rate of 0%. Like, wait, what?
What?
That's amazing, right? But even more amazing, the current population is 184. Like, just 184 people,
Okay,
period.
well, that kind of explains explains that
I
then.
guess they take care of each other.
Yeah.
But like, wait a minute. I graduated with more people than 184. So we're talking small town.
Yeah, very.
Yeah. And which is important to note because of this case. Like, it is so small town. This case just seems so solvable because it is so small.
Yeah.
Uh, The town is situated near the Savannah River and it's deep seated in Georgia's agricultural and railroad history. Girard quickly developed as a rural farming community and a railroad stop. Today, it is a quiet, close knit town with a small population embracing the slower pace of rural Southern life. I love that.
Yeah.
I really want to go here. On to today's case. Amy Jane Ellison Nichols was born on June 6, 1984, in Augusta, Georgia, to Darrell Ellison and Mary Lynn Ellison. She had 3 siblings, Angel, Nathan, and John Ellison. Although Amy was married, she was estranged from her husband, Alan Nichols. In 2012, Amy was a 27-year-old mother of 3, with a 4th child on the way. Her daughters were 11, 8, and 5 at the time. She also had 3 stepdaughters, who did not reside with her at the time of her death. Her daughters were her whole world, and she loved them immensely. Amy was very excited about her pregnancy. She had recently posted a photo on social media with her sonogram, and she talked about the baby's strong heartbeat and its small arms and legs. She was a great mother, spending every possible moment with her children. She was known for her lovely laugh and was described by many as a hardworking woman, both beautiful on the inside and out. And I did read an article, I think it was her sister said about her laugh that I guess it was just like so distinct that it's one of the things that she really remembers her by, and that her daughters kind of picked up on that laugh, and so when they laugh, they sound like her.
Aw.
Like, oh, that's so sweet. Well, according to police, in the early morning of March 7th, 2012, Amy answered the door to her double-wide trailer home and was shot once in the abdomen with a handgun. That single bullet hit her spleen, killing her and her unborn baby. I found it interesting that she was only shot once and it just so happened to hit her spleen. A spleen is small, it's about the size of an avocado.
Yeah, I don't even know
Getting
where in the
shot,
body that spleen would be, like, if you know what
right?
I mean? Like, I no clue.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm just, thinking about it, I couldn't even,
Right.
th
I'm gonna get into that actually. I learned a lot about spleens. um, yeah, it is rather rare getting shot in the spleen because it's actually has it's like protection. It's located inside your left rib cage, just above your stomach.
Okay.
So the rib cage protects it. Um, yeah, I was saying I learned a lot about spleens. What happened was my son, when he was in fifth grade, he came down with mono. Uh, and I just thought, oh, it's, that kissing disease or whatever. And it's a virus, it'll pass or whatever. I don't know. But it was weird. He was only in fifth grade. I think that it was, they were just sharing water bottles and stuff,
Mhm.
but it, it's really contagious. So his spleen actually became enlarged, which is common in this viral infection, but that put him at risk for an injury. So the doctor said, even as he starts to feel better, he can't play any contact sport. And at the time, he was playing soccer and wrestling, and that was a big no-no. So as the spleen becomes enlarged, it loses some of that protection from the rib cage, because it kind of starts dipping down lower outside that rib cage. But the reason I'm talking about all this is because it's common in pregnancy due to your increased blood volume for normal, it was called, quote, normal enlargement of the spleen, because it'll enlarge and then after you give birth it starts to shrink back
Oh,
down.
wow.
So getting shot in the spleen allows large amounts of blood to leak into the abdominal cavity, which can result in shock and death if not treated quickly. And this is what happened to Amy, unfortunately. It was around 5:30 a.m. that a call was made to 911 from Amy's oldest daughter. She was saying that she was laying on the floor bloody. And that's a quote from the daughter, laying on the floor bloody. The dispatcher told her an ambulance was on the way, and the 11-year-old responded, quote, "Okay, just get here fast because we're here alone," end quote. The young girl also called her Aunt Angel, who rushed over to the trailer home, where she found Amy's 3 daughters huddled up in a corner. Amy and her unborn child were declared dead when first responders arrived. The Georgia.gov website lists her time of death as 12 a.m., but this cannot be confirmed.
So I have a question,
Hmm.
obviously that's not accurate because we know that her daughter found her at 5:30, right?
Right,
5:30
right.
AM.
Yep,
So and obviously had it must have just had happened,
right. You would think.
you know, like I imagine they were probably getting up to start their day.
Yep. Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, I know. There's just a lot of shady things here. But again, if we're talking about a town of 184, I'm thinking they probably don't see a whole lot of homicides and they don't really know how to investigate or
Right.
do they even have a coroner or I don't know. And this is super small town and in the South, they take their time doing things.
Yeah. And it's like
They're just
I'm sorry.
go ahead. I was just gonna say they're just slower pace. They really take their time.
Yeah, and I was just thinking too, like, you said there's 184 people in this town, so they probably don't have those resources and probably needed like someone from the county to come out.
Hmm. Right. So Angel, who is Amy's sister, she was most distraught by the fact that Amy was found by her daughters, who, quote, acted just stunned and, quote, didn't know what to say or to do, which obviously, my gosh, they were so young. I can't imagine that they were just in complete shock.
Yeah, I
It's
imagine
so incredibly heartbreaking.
it's sad.
Yeah, remember, they were only 11, 8, and 5. And to wake up what would have probably been just a regular Wednesday morning, possibly getting ready for school, and then finding your deceased mother. Ugh, it's just so tragic. I'm sure those little girls were so scared. It's important to note that her daughters were not harmed and they did not witness the suspect or the attack. Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah. Can I ask a question here? Because, all right, we
Yeah.
have Amy. She's got
Mm-hmm.
3 young kids, another on the way. Was she
Yeah.
married?
She was.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So they were just home
Yeah.
alone. Her husband was not in the home when this all happened.
No, they were actually estranged at the time
Okay.
and he had moved away. So I don't know if he had any contact with the girls. But I do get into that later on because it's interesting to note that I am not 100% sure they were actually his children
Okay.
and who when she's pregnant, it was not confirmed or denied whether he was the father of that unborn baby either.
Understood. Okay.
So it gets a little hairy. So there was no sign of forced entry and nothing was taken from the home. So this was not like a burglary gone wrong or anything. It was not a random act. There are theories that she either knew the killer or that the killer appeared non threatening. So I was reading on Reddit people talking about, like, oh, why would she just open the door? She's pregnant, she has 3 kids. And I get that, as a mom, like you are fiercely protective and she loved her kids so much. She would never put them at risk. So some people speculate that maybe it was even a woman that committed the murder because if this was somebody who appeared non-threatening, they knocked on the door, oh, can I use your phone or whatever? I don't know. She let them in, or more than likely she knew
Right.
who committed the murder. Burke County Sheriff Alfonso Williams believes that Amy was targeted for a specific reason, and that was her pregnancy. I agree with this theory because homicide is the leading cause of death for pregnant women in the United States. I remember finding that out when I was pregnant. I'm like, wait, what? Like the number one cause of pregnant people dying is not, pregnancy related. It's actually homicide.
Wow.
In 2022, there was a study conducted from Harvard University found that in the United States, women who are pregnant or have recently given birth are more likely to be killed by homicide than to die from obstetric related causes. This research also highlights the rates of intimate partner violence in the United States exceeded those in other comparable nations. This violence is often deadly and frequently involves guns. It's like, wow, okay, so she was pregnant, she died of homicide, and it was a gun. Like, wow.
And how many cases have we heard over our true crime experiences,
Mm-hmm.
of listening to podcasts and following the shows that we all follow, that somebody
Right.
got pregnant and somebody didn't like it and,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately ended in the death of the pregnant woman.
Right. It's a shame, and our rates here in the United States are so much higher than other nations.
Yeah.
I don't know why people feel like this is the way. It's so sad. So, the police did run a DNA test, and they confirmed who the father of Amy's unborn child was, and they did investigate him. However, this unnamed biological father was never arrested. Like, they never said publicly. I could not find any documents listing who it was, even though they knew.
Hmm.
Like, that's interesting. Investigators interviewed dozens of people, including her estranged husband. He had moved away, and they looked into a new man that she had been seeing. And to this day, no arrests have been made.
So just the way that all is is reported here. So they
Mm-hmm.
know who the unborn child's father is.
Right.
And it's you're mentioning they interviewed dozens of people, including the estranged husband. So they're kind of like not lumping those two together as the same person. And then we
I'm thinking so
and then
too.
we also have a
Mm-hmm.
new man that she's seeing. So
Mm-hmm.
is that the aforementioned biological father of the unborn baby, or no, is it somebody she maybe had just recently met and was, maybe just casually dating. That's not to say that they were,
Right.
intimate or, it could have just
Hmm.
been very new. So, but it sounds like
Right.
this is 3 different people.
I agree. Yeah, that's the way that I was feeling. Is that she had she was still married, but they were estranged. They were separated. He had left, and then I can't say for sure, but I think she got pregnant from another man, and then this new man, it was somebody she was seeing. But it's difficult, like as far as like I was reading like Reddit and personal comments and things, and nobody can say for sure, exactly
Right.
what that what was happening there.
And I'm sorry if I
But it did.
missed it. How far
Mm,
along was she?
mm. It didn't give me exactly how far along, but
Okay.
she was pretty far along. I think she was maybe beginning her third trimester.
Okay.
Like I think she was not like super new. Um, but yeah, I wish that they would have said exactly how far. I tried to look to see if I could find that sonogram that was posted. I couldn't find any of that, unfortunately, like on Facebook
Mhm.
and stuff to see if I could see where she had posted. And there's so many different names kind of floating around, which actually I find it really interesting. Her headstone does not list her married name of Nichols. I get it. They were estranged, but they were not divorced. But I had also noticed her 3 girls, their last name was James. So again, I'm guessing their daughters were from a prior relationship to her estranged husband. His name was Alan Nichols.
Okay.
And her, government name or whatever you want to call it, her last name was Nichols, but that's not on her headstone.
Wonder if that was a,
A family thing,
calculated,
maybe.
yeah,
Like,
calculated family decision to just to leave that off because they were estranged and,
mm-hmm.
maybe in the process of filing for divorce.
Right. Yeah, I could definitely see that. Like as a family member,
Yep.
I don't know anything about this dude. Maybe he was a good guy, maybe he wasn't, but as a family member, I'm like, F that. He's not getting his name on there.
Right.
I don't know. But I did just find that interesting. So police did not release a whole lot of information about who specifically they investigated, but I really hope that they would have looked into all her past and current relationships. And not only that, like along with the girlfriends and wives, maybe, of these men,
Oh,
right?
yes, absolutely.
But I didn't find anything about that maybe they just didn't want to say it, or maybe they just didn't report on it because they were so small. And they're like, well, we don't know who did it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe they were in over their head being such a small
Mm-hmm.
town, or maybe they're just
Mhm.
keeping a tight lid on it so that
Right.
they could solve it.
Right. I was thinking that too. Is I feel like this case is super solvable. I mean, remember, small town, 184 residents. If it were a random person, I would think someone would remember seeing something like an unfamiliar vehicle, unusual activity, anything. And if it was someone that she knew, which I wholeheartedly believe, someone in this small town has the information needed to make an arrest. But again, maybe since it is such a small town, if someone does know something, they're like really afraid to speak up.
Yeah, it seems like small towns, like everybody knows everybody, so maybe people aren't as
Yeah,
forthcoming because everybody knows everybody.
right? I mean, I thought like we all know a lot of people around here, but 184 people, like smaller than my graduating high school class, like that is small.
Yeah,
Like you know everything about everything and everyone.
exactly.
So again, I do feel like this case is so super solvable. Maybe they don't have the means there because they are so small that, as far as financially, I don't know. But the Burke County Sheriff's Department is offering a $10,000 reward for information leading to the arrest and conviction of a person or persons responsible for Amy's death. If you have any information, please contact Burke County Sheriff's Office at 706 554 2133 or the Georgia Bureau of Investigation at 706 595 2575. You can remain anonymous. I've added some pictures of Amy, and there was actually a picture of her and her 3 girls. Her
Aw.
face is just lit up with happiness, and you could just tell she loves her girls. It's just so sad.
Wow.
With that, I end our unsolved Georgia case. Thanks for listening.
Thank you. Bye.
That's all we have for this episode of Beyond the Keystone, a Keystone Cold Cases production. Thank you so much for listening. If you have any case suggestions, segment comments, or you just want to say, hey girl, email me at beyondthekeystone@gmail.com. Please remember never to reach out to family or friends of the victim. If you have a tip regarding the case you heard today, please contact police. Find all of our sources, our contact information, and so much more at kccpod.com.